What's going on, guys? Got a little question for you. All those people who have car audio systems who are watching this video, I just want to know, does it bother you when people come onto your videos and say, oh, your shit's weak, even though they really don't know? I get that a lot, because I shared my SPL number with the world, right? And I got a lot of crap for it. This video is going to tell you kind of give you my perspective on the differences between how loud a system sounds and what it is on the meter. Here, we got a car coming by. Hold on a second. She was looking at me all weird. To be really loud on the meter, that's when you're going to be tuning a little bit higher and you're going to be limited on your frequency range. As you know, I love listening to music, so I wanted a box that was more musical. And you have to sacrifice on one end or the other if you want to do one or the other. You can't really have best of both worlds, even though when you first get into this, you're like, I'd like a box that will do really good numbers and sound really good on really low bass. Well, to tell you the truth, you can't always have the best of both worlds. So I sacrificed my SPL world and went a center located port instead of doing maybe a driver side port. That was the number one thing, which was against me. And the second thing was going to be my tuning. I wanted it to be tuned devastatingly low because that's what I was really wanting to change from. And the third thing was I was going to get amplifiers that were going to be running at half ohm. Those of you who know the triple X's are quad 1 ohm coils. So with two amplifiers, I'm stuck at 1 ohm. That means I'm stuck at low power. That number was really, with box rise, probably around, 18 or 17 to 1800 watts per sub. So I was happy with sharing that number, even though people who just at first glance at it would be like, well, that's not shit. Well, that's because you don't really know the whole story, I have my subsonic filter set at 18 hertz. So I'm very musical. My box is very musical. It's not SPL. I'm not tuned to 60 hertz, and I'm not doing a 60 hertz or a 50 hertz or even a 40 hertz tone anymore, because it's all about the dynamics of the system. How does it sound on this song? Not can it do a blobbity blue at whatever, that's not what I'm in it for. But I go to the competitions just because it's fun. And I go in the lanes just because it's fun. If I was going for straight SPL, I would have had my port located right on the driver's side, amps that would probably perform at 1 ohm and would have already had full power. What else would I have done? I would have had my tuning freaking devastatingly high. I would have tuned it to like maybe 55 to 65 hertz range. It would have been so much bigger. It would have gone in deeper, so it would have taken up more space. So, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. So I'm really happy with where I am at right now. Yeah, that's really my perspective on it. There's a big difference between being loud and being loud on the meter. I like it for right now, and once I get twice the power, I'm just going to be so curious about what it does. Here she is. It just gets frustrating getting so many comments saying that, oh, I'm not loud, just because my number's a 152. First off, a 152 is pretty sweet. You can't bunk on a 152, especially at the frequency I was burping at. I was at 38 hertz that day. So I've noticed as I go down in frequency, I'm going up on the meter. And I'm not going to lie to you right now, the only testing I've ever done with a term lab in my van is at competition, at sanctioned events. So really, my testing, my training is competitions. I don't have the ability to see what my loudest frequency is and play with the meter. So I might be a 155 at 25 hertz for all I know, because I've never even tried it. Remember a couple years, maybe a year ago, I said that people's numbers are different from different organizations. People are like, what do you mean? Your number isn't going to change just because you're in a different area. And actually, not only will that change it, but the meter, that some people use different types of meters. The sensor could be different. The location of the sensor could be different. The rules of having your windows and doors open could be different and shit. Some people go at the headrest, some people at the kick, some people at the dash, some people, it's crazy. Some people in the center. So there's so many variables to having a loud system. You can't come on to someone's video, not mine or anybody else's, and say that theirs isn't loud, because neither do I or you know. So this whole YouTube thing's just for entertainment, It doesn't always have to be about bragging rights and crap like that. And I think that's the good part about being like that. You don't have to be an asshole. And you meet a lot of assholes in car audio, and it's cool to meet a lot of people that aren't. So So, next time you meet an asshole coming onto your video, just tell him, hey, you don't know shit, you know? Alright, I'll talk to you guys in maybe 7 to 8 minutes. Not really. Maybe tomorrow.